for another video. Welcome back to another episode of Thriving in Your 30s. Woo! We got our next guest, who is somebody who is also, I just wanted to say, everybody who come on this set is dear to my heart and I appreciate them. But this is my girl, Dan. Like, this is Dan, y'all. So what I thoroughly enjoy about Dan is that she is one of my adult friendships. Like, we met later on in our journey in life, and we'll talk more about that through this episode. But Dan is so resilient. I watch her go through so much and still come out on the other side. Like, she's the true definition of a beast. Like, she gets it. So that's why she's on Driving in the 30 series. And that's why she is one of my very, very close friends and truly love her. So I said enough about me. I introduced her. But then can you give us a little bit about yourself? Who is Dan?
Dan is Dan. No, Dan is a mother. Dan is a teacher. Dan is a lover of people. That's who Dan is.
That's excellent. I love that. I'm a lover of people too, so I love that. Was beautiful. I love that. So what is one word you will use to describe your 30s?
One word to describe 30.
Cause these 30s, boy.
Circle.
Circle. Okay. And why you choose circle? What does that mean to you?
It means a lot to me. I think that's something that it's something that it's like a resource to me. Like, I use it on a regular basis. It's very of my life decisions that I am making now in my 30s and my everything. Like, I think that, like, you're a part of my circle. Absolutely.
Okay, and let's talk about that, because I know we talk about our friendships and like just moving on. And like I mentioned before, we met in our adulthood, right?
Right.
And so how has it been making new connections and new friendships in your 30s?
Making new connections and stuff. Like, now I'm so about me, I'm like an optimistic person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's making connections and stuff like that. I look at it as something that will benefit me. I look at it as something like a network system. So the connections and the influences and stuff like that, it definitely is something that, is a part of my life, my livelihoods.
It's been hard. It's been real hard. My discernment is truly off in my 30s. But I appreciate meeting people in my adulthood because they appreciate my growth and they know, like, they don't remember me from, like, it's not so hard to get that childhood person out of their heads. Like, I know I met you when you was grinding. You're going to keep grinding. So a little bit about us. We met at a daycare where we both worked, teachers to our core. And Dan I feel like God put me right in front of her for both of us, right? So Dan was going to school. We both were going to school. This was like our second time around going into their journey. And now we're going to college as adults. You already know how I tell you all the time how I was in college, but wow. And we had to start over and go back to their journey. And I remember Dan was new at the school, whatever, and we was talking, and she was telling me how school was stressing her out and how she was like, I might have just, stop for a little minute and keep it moving. And I was able to really identify with her because I remember I told you, like, girl, I was crying. School as an adult is a total different ball game. Like, Because you're managing so much.
Yeah, because at that time I had a newborn baby and stuff like that. So when I was going to start in school, I was taking care of my baby, nursing my baby, and doing classes. Even the turn up, like my friends will tell you, look, I gotta take this test while we going to wait to the club. Like they putting on makeup and I'm taking this test on my phone. So it definitely was a rodeo for me. Y'all see, I got my cow.
Yeah.
But that was something that I wanted to do. I've been yearning for that. Like God, like took me through different things. Like I started at one daycare and they helped me get my CDA, and then the next daycare I went on to pursue my degree in education and things of that nature. And you know, it's on the up and up for me at this point.
Absolutely. But wait, those are so I'm like, Dan, you can't give up, right? Like you can't give up. I know how you feel. I was just in your shoe. I literally, and that's why I said I feel like God put me in front of her, because I literally just experienced that overwhelmness, that feeling. So I was able to tell someone, not from like a perspective of judgment or anything, but from like, girl, I know your pain and don't give up. And I just was telling her something I wish somebody would tell me, and that's do not give up, because like Dan said, we on the up and up, right? When you go back and you really stick to your guns and stick to your goals, now things are up. But we'll talk about that. Don't get into it. Don't tell them too much. So that's one of the examples. But I said on here, I watch you make lemonade without lemons. Like really, like just from just making a way out of no way, and that's our whole. That's this whole platform. That's the reason for this platform. How do you stay strong during those times?
So I gotta give it to God or whatever. That's the main vessel in anything that I have accomplished, or even through my storms and stuff. I feel like it's my faith in God that's been helping me get through my 30s. And another thing is, like, I feel as though God has blessed me with friends that are believers as well. Like He has given me that picture where I can see who's sitting at my table. So that's why in the beginning, when she asked me what describe my 30s, I said my circle.
But I could. All right. So I love that. I love we talk about that, and having a praying circle is something I think I took for granted. But when you said that, I'm like, yo, that's so true. Because sometimes our friends that's praying for us, we don't even know. And they should be. You should have a praying circle for you. Your friends should be, they should have you the thoughtful. Your friends should be there for you. Like your friends should want to see you thrive, right? And what do you think you would be doing if you didn't finish school?
I think that I would be stuck, like in the same position that I was at. I wouldn't have been able to move up to the next level.
Yeah, that's important. What advice do you have for people, for younger people, having a hard time letting go, having a hard time moving on, whether that be people, places, or just like letting things go?
My advice is to, number one, take a deep breath and think. Maybe you might want to do a Venn diagram of the pros and cons. Maybe you want to connect with people that's close to you. But I would say keep going, keep pushing, don't give up. And think about if that's something that you really want for yourself.
I love that. And yes, so I really want to add that to make a Venn diagram, right? Put your pros, put your cons, and in the middle put, it might not affect you at all. And pay attention to that. Pay attention, because if the cons outweigh the pros, let it go. And that's for anything. Let it go. And I think in my 30s, that's another thing, like letting stuff go. I have that is like hard because I always like to hold on to stuff and like sentimental stuff, but I've been releasing. Right, I go to their house, throw stuff away, organize because when I realize, like when I let stuff go, good, better stuff come in. You know, rather than even with people.
And I think another thing is fear or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Let it go. Like recently, I just had a birthday, and I had a dress on, and I was all scared about getting my dress wet. But I jumped in that pool water, and the minute I got out, it was like so.
And you were rejuvenated.
Yeah,
rejuvenated.
Like
yes, let that fear go.
Let it go.
Yeah, that's true. Because sometimes we do hold on to things out of fear of the unknown. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
You know, if I get my dress wet, how am I going to feel? Am I going to be cool? Or all types of stuff.
Sometimes just don't think about it or whatever.
That's good.
Yeah, don't think about it.
Just go.
Just go.
Just jump in that pool.
Just jump in that pool.
Yeah. Sometimes we gotta let our hair down. Jump in the pool. That's all right, game time. For this game time, we doing smash or pass.
Smash or pass. Okay.
Yes. So, Chris Brown.
Smash.
Lenny Kravitz.
Pass.
Morris Chestnut.
Smash.
Okay, like I'm chocolate. The Baby.
Smash.
Okay, The Baby. Nasty. Rihanna.
Pass.
You passing on? Okay.
Passing on.
Kodak Black.
Pass. Definitely pass.
And then we taking it back, throwback. Lil Zane.
Smash.
Smash, y'all. That was smash and pass. All right, y'all. Back to it. Now, you are a mother of 2 beautiful babies. Don't you? I'll tell it. And you also have a teenager. Now, how is it as a mother of a teenage girl? Like, and what advice would you give to other mothers that's parenting teenagers?
These teenagers are different, y'all.
Yes, it's difficult.
I would say, like I said, number 1, go back to God, pray.
Let
Him help you through it. And
I love that.
You know, get back to your circle, and maybe some resources in there that can help you through it. And you know, listen to your kids and stuff. And as a mother, like, I know my kids.
Right.
I know the ins and outs of them. I love my kids. I know what's bad for them. So,
and them teenagers, they think they know everything, right?
They know everything, but you have to understand they at that age where they trying to figure it out.
Yes.
And they being more vocal. And that's something that I'm learning. Like, don't shut down. Try to let them.
How was you as a teenager?
Whoa. No, as a teenager, I felt like I had moments and stuff like that where I would be chatty and I would like mouth back and talk back, and I reflect on those things of how I was a teenager, which helps me with raising like my teenager now.
Right.
So, like, knowing that I had those moments and I had to think back. Yeah, that was you. You had moments you talk back and then feel like being bothered. You don't want to listen. You know. But I also was respectful. I would think so. And I listen, like, you know, my mom told me to do something, I would do it.
Yeah. I was a rebellious teen. I was. And it was crazy because up until 13, I was good. Good grades, good old 13 hit me. I said, hormones came. I was like, so I tell when I'm interacting with parents and teenagers all the time, like, they go through a little phase. I feel like it's a phase, and like you said, just staying grounded and just staying with them regardless of what they going through is showing them like this person care. And some, even if they got headphones on, they're not paying you no mind. They want to feel their love. They still want to feel their love. So as a mother of a teenage girl, what do you want her to remember from your journey and take from your journey?
I want her to just be resilient and not give up and use your own discernment in the situations and things like that. Like look at the factors of a situation,
right,
and then you make your judgment or your decision off of that. Don't go off of anybody else's bias,
right,
but your own. And pray, put God first.
Amen. I like that. I really love that. Because you could get so wrapped up in what other people doing, especially at their young and tender age. So leading the example, like you said, don't listen to other people. Go by what you want and what you're doing, and listen to your discernment. Because I feel like I had good discernment in my early years, like my early 20s. But now I just feel like it's like getting back to that. But we definitely gotta stay prayed up and just go with, stay resilient, go for what you want. And the part is knowing what you want.
And your morals and your values or whatever. Like your family culture is important to me. Like different like rules that the family come up with and the ways that stuff works. Like it paid a lot of way for me in my life. Like
so, right, you're saying like in your early childhood,
like my early childhood, like
what did some of your traditions?
Some of our traditions,
yeah. I think about that every time my mom, when it's winter, right? My mom bought me this big old blue coat from Old Navy. That thing was like a snow blue. I cried, didn't want to put that on, but now I'll be like, where's my puffer jacket? I'll be in the, because soon as it get cold, I'll be like, where's my jacket? And so many times, like you said, I look back and I'll be like, she was right. In those moments, I felt like she was trying to make me a snowman. But now I'll be like, where's my coat? What am I doing? So that's true. Like, even if they not listening and taking it, or like some of the stuff we learned younger, it come right back as you get older.
Setting the table, like my grandma, like my dad's mother instilled that in us. Like when we had breakfast at the house, we set the table, like putting the napkins, the plates, the forks, and then like if somebody cooked, you clean. And even when we have family events, like that's one thing that still goes on to this day. And I like that because it keeps everything in order and it keeps you, like you said, like grounded and keeps things together.
That's perfect. So, all right, here we go again to the wild part. Name the craziest thing you did in your 20s, and would you do it again in your 30s? Why or why not?
Whoa. The craziest thing that I did in my 20s was I worked 2 jobs and I went to school. And I partied a whole lot, and I partied.
So you was part of the gang partying. I was the party, leaving the club at 5, going to work at 7.
Yeah.
Oh my! I never could do it.
And I was late to class all the time. And that year I actually flunked.
Oh my! Did
it was a lot. Like,
so I used to call out. Because if I'm coming in there at 5 a.m, I cannot go to work. I could not go to work.
Yeah, I would be late.
You would get up and
get up and go. And then
how would you be feeling?
Tired. I'd be falling asleep in class and everything.
What clubs you used to go to then?
Oh my goodness. Like,
where y'all used to be at?
We used to listen. Yeah. The neighborhood local.
It was local. It was local. I was like a local joint.
Local joint.
So how you feel about that? Would you be able to do that now in your 30s?
Heck no. Dan is not going to the club without a plan. I feel like I need a
look, a strategy.
I need a strategy to go to the club or whatever like that. And,
for real.
And if I end up back in the house at 2:00 in the morning, I had a good time.
Right?
Like that.
12. Look, we go to brunch.
Miles is getting.
Take me to brunch.
Take me to brunch. A day
and
club.
Me back in the house by 5. Okay.
Yes.
So I can kick my feet up and prepare.
And get ready for the next day.
I can't imagine if I did that, like stayed out till 5. It would probably take me like 2 weeks to recover. Now, we was crazy.
And listen, get out and go, and then go to work the next day.
Oh my
God.
Yes, that is funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what are some things you are continuing on this journey and want to keep doing, and what are some things you are stopping?
So I'm continuing to be open-minded and expanding. Like, I'm continuing growing and, working on myself and put myself first.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on. Put myself, self-care. That's what I'm working on.
Absolutely.
And the thing that I'm stopping is worrying too much.
Yes.
Worrying about what others think of me, and loving from a distance or whatever. No, those relationships that are not beneficial to me, I'm cutting them off with love.
Right.
I'm no longer catering to that relationship, whether it be family, friend, object, or whatever it is. I'm moving forward with a more positive limelight, a more positive journey.
Yeah, I love that. Cutting it off with love. Cutting it off with love. I had to learn it. Like, I used to think if something is, if we cutting each other off or we outgrew each other, it's beef. And it's like, no. I could just be moving on and going on separate journeys. And as we grow and expand, certain stuff just don't fit in our life no more.
Yeah.
So I love that for you. Yes. All right, so tell the people where they can find you. What's your Instagram page?
So you can find me anywhere. How about that? Yeah, but
give them the IG.
Caramel Beauty.
Okay.
All right, that's the IG.
Yeah. Hey. Go look my girl up. And thank y'all for coming to the Thriving to Get 30 series. Comment below some things that you are continuing on this journey and some things that you are stopping on this journey. And talk about some things that resonated with you that Dan said. Dan gave us a whole sermon, okay? She better preach, okay? She better let us know. And I just want to give you your flowers. Like I said, I've watched you grow. I've watched you become a beautiful woman. And I know we were saying, like, we're going to get dressed up, we're going to go out, and we've been doing it, and we've been hustling and grinding and making a way out of no way. Okay? So, yes, y'all, that's my girl, and we are thriving in our 30s. Comment, like, and subscribe. Bye. It's a wrap.